Hey everyone! Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Stories like this deserve to be shared. I never imagined that one casual joke could shatter the quiet balance of my marriage. It was the kind of party where champagne flutes clinked under dim chandeliers, and laughter echoed like it had been rehearsed for months. I stood by the snack table, swirling a glass of white wine, feeling the warmth of the room settle around me. My husband, Daniel, leaned against the doorway, his hands buried deep in his pockets, eyes scanning the crowd with that calm, easy smile he always wore. I caught myself thinking of Jason, my ex. The thought flashed like a camera shutter, a brief, involuntary picture from the past. Without thinking, I let it slip, teasingly. "I bet you're jealous I still talk to Jason sometimes," I said, voice light, a teasing lilt undercutting the underlying sting of old memories. Daniel didn't answer, not even a flicker across his face. He just smiled faintly, and the muscles in his jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. A little shiver ran down my spine. That smile, so composed, so still, wasn't the reassuring one I was used to. It felt like a wall, like he'd retreated somewhere I couldn't reach. I laughed it off, nudging him gently on the arm, trying to catch his gaze. "Come on, don't give me that silent treatment. It's just a joke." But the joke hung between us, heavier than air. Around us, people mingled, glasses clinked, and soft jazz filled the background. But in that room full of warmth, I felt the cold distance between us, like a crack running along a wall I hadn't noticed until now. Later, when I checked my phone under the table, a message from an unknown number blinked on the screen. "She's testing him. Watch closely." I froze. My hands trembled slightly, the wine now tasting bitter and metallic. Who was watching? And more importantly, what did Daniel really feel? That night, I went to bed beside him, but the sound of his steady breathing couldn't soothe the unease crawling up my spine. There was something he wasn't telling me, something he was hiding, and I had a sinking feeling that my little joke at the party had just opened a door I wasn't ready to walk through. The next morning, the house felt unusually quiet. Daniel was already gone, his coffee cup rinsed and neatly stacked in the sink. I checked my phone, hoping for a simple message, a little reassurance that the night hadn't fractured something beyond repair. Instead, there were dozens of notifications, some group texts from work, a few from friends at the party, and one thread I hadn't noticed before. It was from Jason. "Funny seeing you last night. Can we talk soon?" My stomach sank. A chill ran through me despite the sun spilling across the kitchen floor. It had been years of moving on, building a life, convincing myself the past was just that, past. But seeing that message now, at the edge of my reality, made my heart stutter. And then I noticed a thread from Daniel, buried under all the others. The messages weren't like his usual texts. They were sharp, clipped, almost robotic. I scrolled through and froze. Daniel had been texting someone late into the night, someone I didn't know. The words were casual, teasing even, but the way he laughed in those messages, the little inside jokes he shared, they weren't for me. Not anymore. I felt the room tilt, the walls closing in. I couldn't breathe properly. My mind raced. Had my little tease at the party been a mistake? Had it stirred something I couldn't take back? Every memory of our marriage, our quiet dinners, our lazy Sunday mornings, suddenly felt fragile, like it was built on sand rather than stone. When he came home that evening, I tried to mask my anxiety, but I caught him, just for a second, staring at his phone across the room. His hand lingered over the screen a fraction too long before he set it down, casual, indifferent. I wanted to scream, to throw everything on the table and demand answers, but my voice caught in my throat. Instead, I said softly, almost too casually, "You seemed distracted at the party last night." Daniel looked at me, and for the first time in years, his eyes weren't soft. They were cold, assessing. He didn't deny it. He didn't argue. He just smiled that faint, untouchable smile again. And in that smile, I saw it, an honesty I wasn't ready to face. He had already crossed a line I couldn't reach, and I was left standing on the wrong side of a door I didn't even know had been closed. Later that night, I sat alone in the dark, phone in hand, staring at the messages. The words blurred as tears filled my eyes. I had been blind. Or maybe I had just refused to see. And in the shadows, I realized the person I had loved, really loved, was no longer the man lying in the bed beside me. I woke the next morning with a hollow ache that no cup of coffee or sunlight could fix. Daniel was already gone again, leaving only the faint scent of his cologne in the kitchen. I sat at the edge of the bed, phone in hand, scrolling through the messages one more time. Each line was a blade, each emoji a punch to my gut. By noon, I knew I couldn't keep pretending. I texted him simply, "We need to talk. Now." When he walked through the door that evening, I saw him hesitate. For once, that calm facade wavered. His eyes, usually so unreadable, flicked to mine and stayed just long enough for me to notice the tension in his shoulders. I didn't waste words. "I know about the text, Daniel. I know about him," I said, my voice shaking but firm. I thought what we had meant something. But clearly, it doesn't mean the same to you." He opened his mouth, then closed it. The silence stretched like a taut wire between us, humming with every betrayal, every late night, every lie hidden behind a smile. Finally, he said quietly, "It's not like that." I laughed bitterly. "Not like what?" "Don't lie to me. I saw it all. The messages, the jokes, the way you weren't there last night, physically or emotionally. You've already left me in every way that counts." He swallowed. "I mean..." "Stop." I cut him off, tears spilling freely now. "I don't need your excuses. I need the truth, and even if you tell it, I can't pretend anymore. We're done, Daniel. I can't live in a life where I'm half seen, half loved, and half betrayed. I deserve better than someone who smiles at me while hiding everything." He looked at me, truly looked, for the first time in months, or maybe years, and I saw the regret flicker across his face, small and fleeting. But it was too late. The damage was done. I had loved him fully, but he had chosen someone else. I packed a bag that night, my hands trembling, my heart breaking in slow, uneven pieces. The sound of the door closing behind me wasn't loud, but echoed like thunder in my chest. I didn't look back. Later, as I sat alone in a quiet cafe, watching the world move around me, I realized something. Betrayal doesn't just break you. It teaches you how to value yourself. I had been afraid of loss, of loneliness, but now I knew I could survive it. I could rebuild. I could breathe again. If you've ever felt the sting of betrayal, the ache of heartbreak, or the silence of someone you loved walking away, I want to hear your story. Comment below, share your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe, because no one should have to face this alone.